The Tennessee Titans have a higher ceiling than most people think, and I'm going to go over which games we can win and which games we will most likely lose. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the Titans Rundown. I am your host, Micah McCamey, and in the last episode, we talked about how Marcus May not signing with the Titans is not a good thing, and we're hoping that he can get something done within the next few weeks or something like that. Then we also talked about how NPF has incredible potential to potentially be a good right tackle. We just got to see him with good O-line coaching. And we also talked about the hype for the schedule reveal, which is what we're getting into today. We are going to be talking about the NFL schedule. Oh my, I have been waiting for this day. I have been waiting for it since last year to do this episode again, because last year's episode on this specific subject was such a hoot. Like, I really enjoyed recording it, even though it was probably very awkward and cringy because I hadn't gained any stage presence. But anyway, so unlike my last few episodes, I am not going to be, giving you any minor subjects or anything. Like, I'm just going to go straight into it. So, let's get it going. Starting out with Week 1 at the Bears. Now, here's my thing. This is going to be a big W. And it reminds me of this game, last year. It was Packers versus Bears, ironically, in Week 1. Bears fans were talking all that crap. They were talking about how, he's going to, Justin Fields is going to walk in to the Bears Stadium. I can't remember the name of it right now. He's going to walk in, and he's just going to absolutely destroy the Packers, and we can finally use I still own you right back at them. But you want to know what happened? Justin Fields played awful. Jordan Love went absolutely nuclear, a.k.a. a completely unproven quarterback that hadn't really done too much up until that point, apart from play bad against the Kansas City Chiefs. And he absolutely killed the Chicago Bears. It was a beatdown. It was all the things that you could describe. So, I think this is going to be a big win for the Titans. And here's the thing. Even in my floor episode, which I will get to because this is the ceiling, even whenever I talk about the floor of this team, I still have this team beating the Bears. Because here's the thing. They have had to hear, we have had to hear as fans, we have all had to hear these Bears fans talking about how, this is Caleb Williams' first game. They could have given us a little bit of a challenge. We're going to absolutely destroy them because they're not good enough to just stack up to a rookie quarterback in his first game. Well, I got a news flash for you, buddy. William Donovan Levis is going to throw 4 touchdowns. L'Jarius Sneed and the rest of the defensive back group is going to lock down on all 3 of his new toys. And Jeffrey Simmons is going to give that man a concussion by the end of the week. Whew, sorry. Something got into me there. All right, Bears fans, some of y'all are chill. I actually know one in person that's chill. But, most of y'all are just ridiculous. Some of y'all are just ridiculous. All right, no matter what happens, you're always hyped up for your team, which is a good thing, but whatever. So, as you can tell, I'm very passionate about this game, and no matter how the season ends up being, I still think that we're going to beat this team just because of the fact that we're going to be really motivated going into this game, by fans, national media, all that good stuff. So, anyway, moving on to Week 2, we have the Jets. Now, this is one I don't feel as passionately about, but I still have a little bit of passion towards it because here's the thing. I watch Get Up in the mornings as background noise, so that way, whenever I'm doing my routine, there's no awkward silence or anything. So the only thing that they talk about on that show is the Jets and Aaron Rodgers, and it honestly kind of makes me sick. But I'm not as passionate against that team as I am for beating the Bears, but I do think that this will be a close win. We'll be riding off of a big win in Chicago, and we're going to walk in to MetLife, and we're going to walk back home, and we're going to be confident. Confidence is going to be through the roof, and we're going to be really excited to go play this team. So that's why I have us winning in a close game. I didn't say the score for that last one because I don't want to say it out loud, but the score for this one, I'm thinking like 28-24 or 27-24, somewhere around there. So, anyway, moving on to week 3, we have the Green Bay Packers. All right, so this is our first L of the season. I was talking about the Packers earlier. They are basically the evolved version of our team. They are they're what we will aspire to be next year. Like, is what they're going to be this year. Because I think that last year's Packers is going to be a lot like this year's Titans, weirdly enough. So they're what we're aiming for next year. So I have us losing to the Packers. I don't think it's going to be an insane blowout or anything, because I think that, good coaching combined with Levis's efforts are going to keep us in it. But I do think that the Packers will pull away, like, right at the end, and we will lose this game. Okay, so week 5, we got the bye. Okay, so I just want to talk about this. Y'all have probably heard me, talk about this, but, like, I really don't like this. This is absolutely horrible for the players, for the fans. Like, I mean, it's easier for me as a content creator because I don't have to create a video, because I get the bye week video over with a lot quicker. So, that always is helpful. But anyway, so I just wanted to get that out of the way. I don't like the bye week for the players. I don't like it for the fans. And it's just overall not a good experience. Okay. Also, oh, wait, hold up. I skipped over week 4. My apologies. Again, our only primetime game, which is ridiculous. I think we pulled this one out, though, and a close win. Now, I know that a lot of people are pointing fingers at me and probably laughing at me right now because I think that this is an actual possibility for us to win. But you know what? I think Levis is going to own the Miami Dolphins for the rest of his career. Yeah, I said it. I think that that's genuinely something that could happen. And I know that a lot of people are going to disagree with me on that, but whatever. It's just my opinion, and I genuinely believe that this could happen. But anyway, okay, so obviously, like I said about the bye, and forgetting to go into week 4 with my analysis, week 5 is the bye, and y'all already heard how I feel about that. So anyway, week 6, we have the Colts. I think we win this one. I'm putting this down as a win because I don't know how to feel about it, because I haven't seen enough of AR to tame him as a franchise quarterback like some people have. I just don't get why people are just like, oh yeah, he is going to be the guy. MVP season loading, which is the most annoying catchphrase I have ever heard for any moment ever. Like, my gosh. Again, I like AR-15. It's just I don't know if he can stay healthy. I haven't seen enough of him yet. I don't get... I think it'll be a close win just because of the fact I really have a lot of faith in that coaching staff. Anyway, moving on, we have the Bills. Now, I think this one will be closer than people think, but I do think we will lose. And I know that their roster has been kind of drained out and whatnot, but here's the thing. We're playing in Buffalo. That's always something that's never going to help out, I'm happy that we aren't playing them later in the season whenever it's cold and hard to play in that type of condition. So that's nice, but look, all right, the Bills, they still have one of the best quarterbacks in the game. Keon Coleman, I think, is going to be a beast. And combine that with the fact that their defense is still good. Come on. I can't tell you with full confidence that we can beat this team. Not this year. Excuse me. Not this year. Maybe next year, but not this year. Anyway, so moving on, we have Detroit. This is a big loss. This is going to be our biggest blowout of the year by far. Detroit was already scary last year, and now they've fixed the one problem that they had last year. So that is a really, worrying, scary thing. So I have us losing to this team big time just because I also really like Dan Campbell and Ben Johnson. So anyway, moving on, we have Week 9 against the Patriots. Oh, man. Whoever came up with this for the schedule needs a raise. Whoever came up with Week 5 bye and 1 primetime needs to be fired. But whoever put the Patriots right here needs a gigantic raise because of the fact that this is after the two hardest games on the schedule. At least that's how I've deemed them. So, yes, I think that we're going to beat the Patriots big time. It'll restore our confidence, and we will be able to go into next week with a little bit more confidence against the Chargers. Which also, I want to say this is the game that, Uncle Timmy will bring his little nephew to, like his first Titans experience, like this is the type of game that stuff happens. The crowd isn't going to be as energetic, but the Titans will still pick up a big win. All right, moving on, we have a Chargers away game. Oh, this is the farthest that we have to travel this year. We got to think about that. So I do genuinely believe that Jim Harbaugh is going to have these dudes rolling within a few weeks. So I did give us the close win, though. Not because of the fact that, Jim Harbaugh and his team is just really bad. I'm just saying this because of the fact that I think that our roster is close enough to potentially going toe-to-toe with it. We beat them with a bad offensive play caller last year. Now, their play calling has gotten better since then. But, I feel like that we've improved in the coaching staff in almost every facet of the game. So I think that we end up winning this game, and I think that's going to be a close win, especially coming off of that last week. Our confidence will be through the roof. All right, moving on, we have the Minnesota Vikings. This is a home game. All right, they're either going to be starting not Jaden Daniels. I don't know what I was thinking there. I'm getting too ahead of myself. They're either going to be starting J.J. McCarthy, or they're going to be starting Sam Darnold. Yeah, no. I have this one also as a floor win because this is the game that we are probably going to this is also an Uncle Timmy game, but it's not as much as the Patriots because the Patriots are 10 times worse. But here's the thing. I still think that the Vikings will keep it competitive because they still have one of the best receivers in the game. They also have one of the best. They also have a really good defense that they're building up slowly. So, you're one of the McCarthy experience, though. I don't think that this is going to be a win. No, sorry. I think this is going to be a close win just because of the inexperience at quarterback. Or they'll be playing a weirdly crappy, somewhat okay quarterback. I don't have a good read on Sam Darnold. But anyway, now we move on to the Texans. Now, I don't know if this is going to be a big L or if this is going to be a close L, but it's going to be an L. All right? We're going to be riding high, don't get me wrong, but it's not like that we're going to go into this week just being like the almighty. We're not going to be just, absolutely 100% confident that we can beat the Texans because the Texans will be good this year. They will be very, very good. And that's coming from a Titans fan who still thinks that I don't know if CJ Stroud should be getting this much hype. They are going to destroy a lot of teams, but I do think that we'll be able to keep it at least somewhat close for a little bit. I do think they'll pull away within the last 5 minutes, but I do think that we can keep it close and still have a good competitive L. That's okay. A competitive L is fine. All right. Moving on, we have the Commanders. At the Commanders, this is a big win, honestly. I think that this is potentially the biggest win of the year. I don't know how I feel about Dan Quinn. Jaden Daniels is still, developing, and that defense is just really bad. So, yeah, give me the Titans in that one, and a big win. All right. Okay, now we start a lot of division games, all right? Against the Jags, I think this is going to be a close win, and I think that the Jags are going to keep it competitive with us for most of the year, but I still do think that we are going to win this game. not because of the fact that Will Levis is just so much better than Trevor Lawrence, but because of the fact that I feel like our secondary is a little bit better. Combine that with the fact that I think that our running backs are a little better, our offensive line is going to be improved. I actually think that this offensive line is going to be steady this year, which is a completely different topic of its own. Anyway, moving on, we have the Bengals. This is going to be a close L. I can't really explain this. Bengals own us. Zach Taylor knows Brian Callahan, but also Brian Callahan knows Zach Taylor. They have the better quarterback. They may have the better receiver core. So, yeah, I think this is going to be an L. All right, moving on. We have Week 16 at the Colts. I can't have us sweeping the Colts. So I''ll have this as an L, but I do genuinely believe that Anthony Richardson could be injured by then, so who knows? We may stand a chance, but anyway, Week 17 at the Jags, this is going to be a close win, mostly just because I think that we're going to sweep this team. Their receivers are not going to stand a chance against our defensive backs, and that's why I have a sweeping them. Also, Week 18, Texans at home. This is a very obvious W. If you know how Week 18 works, you know why this is an obvious W. The Texans will probably have their playoff spot locked in, and they'll probably be resting their starters. And by this time, we may be competing for a wild card spot. So, we are, of course, going to start our starters and give it our all. So, I think that this is a very obvious win. But anyway, that's the schedule. I have us going 11-6. I believe I have us going 4-2 in the division. Yeah, 4-2 in the division. And that's about it. This is the ceiling. Remember, this is if Will Levis is a beast, Brian Callahan's a great head coach, and the rest of the coaching staff is really good, and all of the free agent signings work out. So, that's the end of the episode. I have Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok if y'all want to go check that out. So, anyway, that's going to do it all for me. This has been a rundown of your Tennessee Titans 2024 schedule. I love y'all, and tighten up.